Comment down below if you've... Oh, there he is. He's joined. Ladies and gentlemen, Bellator fighter, 14-1. He's on a 6-fight winning streak. Let's invite him.
Oh yeah, that's funny. Hey, what's up, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm good. Future Bellator Bantamweight champion.
Hey, let's go.
Stots.
Let's go. Hell yeah.
How has your life been after your last victory?
It's been pretty good, man. Just kind of hanging out. I didn't take a lot of damage during the fight, so I'm just kind of hanging out, waiting for that next opportunity.
Yeah, you sunk in that rear naked choke in the third round. But, as you know, the video of you speaking to yourself in your corner, it went viral. Now, what I want is that our affirmations are part of your mental toughness and your mental, for you to become mentally tougher for a fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's something I actually added since the Corona, COVID, quarantine things.
Yeah.
Since I couldn't train at the gym, I started adding some mental training things and some reading, things like that. So I couldn't do as much physical. I could only work out in my basement. So
yeah,
I started doing that. I started doing affirmations and changing up my mindset a little bit.
Wait, so for your preparation for this fight, you only trained in your basement?
So in the beginning, I was only training into my basement, just because of the COVID. But then our gym got opened up. I want to say June 20 something or whatever. So we were having private trainings, where we have kind of smaller practices. The practices were limited to a small group of us. Some of the fighters that might have fights coming up or had a fight coming up. So so at first, the beginning, I was training in my basement, and then as the gym opened, I started training there.
Now, do you feel that a limited gym is better for you to train in, as now how it's more empty than it was before, or do you believe that
it was it's close to what we were doing before? We just couldn't have as big a numbers in the practice or in the the MMA team practice at Raufeon Sport, but our Raufeon Sport team is pretty small already.
Yeah.
So we get a lot of attention, and we have a lot of high level people. It's not a lot of beginners, or we don't train with any beginners in our team practice. You know what I'm saying? So our team practice, we don't have to waste time on a lot of the basic stuff. It's a lot of high level detail that we focus on. So so that hasn't really changed a bit. The thing that has changed is me training with the everyday student that comes through Raufeon Sport. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
correct.
So you've beaten Cass Bell. And in your post-fight interview, you mentioned you wanted to fight. You basically just want to fight anyone, but the one name that came up was the main event fighter, Ricky Bantamweight. Now that he's on a loss, do you believe that it's easier for you to get the fight now?
Yeah, I feel like it might be easier for me to get that fight. Yeah, probably so. Just because he was on a tear for a while, you know what I mean? And I don't want to say it knocks him down a couple notches, because Sergio, is a beast, and he's tough to beat. He's proved he's tough to beat. So I don't feel like his stock really goes down, Ricky Bantamweight. But if anything, I feel like I warranted a fight, with Ricky or any of those top level Bellator athletes, because I feel like Cass was kind of regarded as one of those top Bellator athletes. So
yeah, just watching your interviews, you strike me as a guy that would fight anytime, anywhere. But
exactly.
On your Instagram, you posted a video. It was a voiceover of your of the thing that happened in the corner, that you were also calling out James Gallagher. So, you know,
Yeah.
called you up. He said James Gallagher or Ricky Bandejas. Who would you pick to fight and why?
I would definitely pick Ricky Bandejas. I feel like Ricky Bandejas is a bigger of a challenge for me. The James Gallagher fight, I don't really need the James Gallagher fight. I just like thought it'd be fun, you know, to have a James Gallagher fight. You know what I mean? It's nothing that I don't feel like he poses that much of a threat to me. You know what I mean? It'd just be a fun fight to have. You know what I mean? So I'm down to, you know, for the fun fights, the fan friendly fights. But yeah, if they offer me a fight with Ricky, you know, he's definitely the higher of. Oh, obviously he kind of smashed James Gallagher, so you know
Yeah.
he's the tougher competitor.
Well, you know, you're calling out these fighters. There's no way you can be denied. You're on a 6-fight win streak. Do you feel like now that you're on a 6-fight win streak, you got more like control over your fights? Like,
Yeah, for sure. I feel like because the way I beat Cass and because of my record and my resume, you know, I'm in a good spot. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say I'm like in control of anything, you know what I mean? But I feel like I'm in a good spot. Whereas, you know, I won my last fight, but you know, I came out kind of I had a lot riding on that fight, so and I fought like it.
yeah.
Like I fought like you know, I had to win type of thing, you know what I mean? So now, you know, I can have those fun fights and I can, you know, go out and show my true potential. And, you know what I'm saying? I'm in a good spot in that regard.
Yeah, you definitely are after that beautiful rear naked choke finish a couple of days ago. Now, you like to visualize things, don't you? You like to
Yeah,
visualize.
for sure.
When you went into that fight against Caspel, did you visualize a rear naked choke, or did you think you'd put him out in a much different way, say a knockout or something?
I visualized the submission. I did visualize submission. I didn't really visualize a rear naked choke. I visualized you know, me pretty much I visualized me breaking him though. I visualized you know, I visualized my cardio, my heart, my will being greater than his. So that's mostly what I focused on, you know. So in practice, you know, when I would say those things, when I would say the affirmation, you know, I would, you know, and my teammates probably couldn't attest to that.
Yeah.
I was looking to like break my, you know, my opponent.
Yeah. Now, do you believe an up and coming fighter like you, like similar fighters like you, do you believe that they should also start using affirmations and visualization to help them prepare
Man, I feel like, you know, if you're not, then you're doing a disservice to yourself, because I really feel like, I mean, this is the first camp I've started doing it, and I can guarantee I'm gonna do it from here on out. You know what I mean? I'm a firm believer now. You know, yeah, especially with how everything went down. I'm a firm believer that everyone should, you know, definitely look into affirmations, or look into, you know, you wanna cater it to yourself and something that resonates with you. But I definitely believe everyone should.
Do you feel like it changed the way you go into your fights? Like, do you feel like you're a much better fighter now than you were before you used those affirmations?
Exactly. I feel like my mindset, I mean, yeah, it just puts me in a different mindset and it's almost like if you say something, especially, and I was saying the things like in my head, you know what I mean? Just to, when I'm like tired, or when I'm like feeling down on myself and around, you know, I'm just saying those things to reaffirm, my greatness, you know what I'm saying, in myself, and bring it in. But I feel like when I said it out loud, you know, it's almost like a thing like, hey, I said I'm gonna go do this in front of everybody. I'm gone. Let me go deliver. You know what I mean? Don't be a bitch. Let's go deliver. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you said it, and the video, it went viral in the MMA world, and you did go do what you sought to do, which shows you're a legit fighter. Now, there's a fan question here. He asks, does it relieve the pressure that now, like, in a way, you get to choose your opponents?
Yeah,
Rob?
I feel like I don't feel like I get to choose my opponents, but it does relieve some pressure that I mean, Scott Coker tweeted that I have a bright future in Bellator. So it relieves some pressure on me to, you know, kind of that I'm worth it, or it relieve some pressure that like they're interested in continuing a relationship with me, you know, Bellator. So that relieves some pressure in there. Like, I'm gonna get a fight, which Emmanuel Sanchez told me even before the COVID thing. Like, Bellator is gonna take care of their people. They're gonna get you a fight. You know what I mean? Whereas before, I was like, I mean, they don't really need me. They don't really, you know what I'm saying? They don't have to fight me if they don't want to. But they like are genuinely showing an interest in, you know, building me, and like, especially after that performance, like, I feel like I'm bringing value to the organization.
Yeah, especially after that performance, I feel like they do need you, which begs the question: are you ready to fill in August 7th on the next Bellator card? Are you ready?
I am definitely ready, man. I told my manager, I pretty much told, I mean, in any interview, you know, I would have stayed in Connecticut if that's what he wanted me to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm very open to taking short notice fights. You know, I mean, that's what I've been ready for a lot of my career. You know what I mean? So and that's what legends do. You know, one of my teammates, Gerald Mearshart, he's fighting Saturday. You know, he just fought, I want to say, like a month ago, you know, but he's, I mean, that's what legends do, you know what I mean?
I mean, you're down to fight anytime, but there's a problem with other fighters that you've expressed yourself that, like, they seem to not want. Why do you think? Do you think they're intimidated by skill set, or, you know, what's your thoughts on that?
And I don't feel like it's like necessarily they're intimidated. They just feel like there's easier routes. There's easier routes to take Raufeon Stots. You know what I mean? If they get a chance to fight somebody, you know, else, like, I'm never the first person nobody's like going to look to pick a fight with. You know what I mean? Because of my skill set, and I'm starting to look at it that way. I'm starting to look at it like, yeah, everybody is not necessarily scared, but they don't want to fight me because I'm so good. You know what I mean? So I'm usually better than their other options to fight. So, you know, I just got to look at it that way and keep plugging along. You know, anytime I get an opportunity, though, I gotta show out, and I gotta produce.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that they're scared of your wrestling, mainly because your wrestling is very dominant. Some of your previous fights before Bellator, and you do carry some scary knockout power, which, I mean, I don't blame them for avoiding.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, yeah, I feel like I'm becoming like a mixed martial artist, and it's hard for, it's not like a clear route to beating me. You know what I mean? Like, the long loss that I have, I feel like was another mindset deficiency that I had, or, you know, things that I didn't realize that I needed to do, you know. But I mean, I feel sorry for anybody going forward, because, I mean, that's only gonna happen to me once. You know, I'm gonna learn my lesson and I'm gonna move forward, and I grew from it. So so it's not a lot of, I feel like it's not a lot of ways people see to beat me. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm a tough fight for a lot of people.
Yeah, because you're not a one-dimensional fighter. You mix up everything. You know, that's what makes you very tricky to get past. Now, how many fights do you feel you have left until they consider you for a job? Do you believe you're 1 fight away, 2 fights away?
You know, I could be. It's depending on the fights, I could be like 2 fights away from a belt. You know, depending on the fights I get. You know what I'm saying? I definitely believe within the case to fight for a belt in the organization. Yeah. But yeah, realistically, hopefully 1 or 2. But realistically, yeah, I would say probably maybe 3 or 4, depending on the matchups.
I think time is on your side. You know, not many fighters are fighting now, and you're willing to fight anytime. So that's probably a quick route to the title shot, because it shows how determined you are and you're a reliable fighter. But do you think you need to beat a few of the top 10 fighters in Bellator?
Exactly. Exactly. That's why I say depending on the fights I get. So like if I get some of those top guys, those guys that are considered to be the top, then maybe 1 fight. You know, if I I was actually supposed to fight Patchy. I had got offered to fight Patchy after this fight, and it was supposed to be like a title eliminator. You know what I mean? So if I can get those fights and lock those fights on or down, then I'd be, you know, right there. So it's
Yeah.
a
Now,
matter of chance and who's gonna fight.
yeah. Now, let's say you do become the bantamweight champion. Are you looking to become a dominant champion in that division, or what other people are doing these days, move divisions, become two-weight world champion, or are you just
If I
focused on
was
your own?
become champion, I'd probably just stay at bantamweight. The only and I wouldn't. I mean, I imagine by the time I become bantamweight champion, I mean, there's no need in me fighting him. I'll just keep defending. I'll try to clear out the division. I like that route better than like the two weight. You know, you skip the line of a whole division and then go and try to fight that. What's the name? I don't feel like I don't feel like it's. I mean, it's not cool to me to do. You know what I mean? I feel like if I was to move divisions, I should have to fight. You should have to, you know, fight your way through that division. You know, I feel like that's a kind of a shortcut. You know, a lot of people do. I mean, and you know, more power to them. You know, it's just not what I want to do.
Now, you're a professional fighter, and obviously every professional fighter's goal is the UFC. Now, do you think it'll take you a couple of years to get there, or a couple of, you know, let's say months, depending on how well you do?
Well, I would say before my ultimate goal was the UFC, but as of now, you know, there's so many athletes in every division. If it happens, cool. But you know, I'm very happy like where I'm at. I'm very happy. I'm you know, confident in my skill set, and yeah, I'm happy here. You know what I mean? Whereas before, you know, I mean, and that was kind of like my I mean, and that's everybody's. On the outside, that's everybody's perception, you know, that everybody wants to be in the UFC. But as of now, you know, I can't say. I mean, looking at the people that were like ahead of me that got signed, you know, instead of me, I'm comfortable where I'm glad I signed where I signed. So I don't know if that'll change here in a couple fights but like as of now, I'm super happy.
Yeah, you're a very focused young fighter, I can tell. Now, obviously, it's every man for himself in the sport of MMA, but are there certain fighters that you look up to that drive you to become better as a person and as an MMA fighter?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or do you
I would say Demetrius Johnson would probably be number one on my list. I like the way he carries himself, and I like the way he fights. You know what I mean? For sure, Demetrius Johnson, one of my favorite fighters. And yeah, the way he carries himself throughout everything is pretty. I can look up to.
Yeah. There's a fan comment. He says that we want you in the UFC. Trust me, that's what they're saying. I mean, clearly you've got the fans behind you. It's just shame that you're fighting now. You know.
And I mean, they're doing like Bellator are doing like cross promotion. I wouldn't, you know, or what do you call it? I wouldn't be afraid, or I would love to, you know, fight some of those guys. Granted, I would love to fight, you know, I'd like to fight anybody that's considered to be really good. You know what I mean? So I would love to fight some of those guys. But as far as, you know, UFC, I feel like I would like them to treat me better than I'm being treated now. And I feel like I'm being treated pretty well or pretty good now. So
yeah, you really are. But someone's asking on your thoughts on Khabib's potential retirement. What do you think of that?
Oh man, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can go and live without Khabib, you know, being being retired. That's crazy to even think about, man. That's crazy. But I mean, I understand, you know, he's going through some family things. His father just passed, you know, so I don't know, and he's got like people coming up under him, and he's fought for a long time. He's had an amazing career, you know.
Yeah.
He's probably considered one of the greatest now. So yeah, I don't know. It's up to him. I hope not, though. I would love to see him continue to fight.
Yeah. Well, you've privileged in fighting in empty arenas and in full arenas. Which would you rather fight in? An arena full of a crowd or an arena just with your coaches?
As far as the fight, it like literally didn't. I don't feel like I felt any different. As far as the fight, I feel like pretty focused. I don't like feed. I mean, I guess I do feed off of the energy sometimes. Like if it's a hometown thing where I can like see people that I know crowd before the fight. But yeah, as far as like when I'm in the fight, I feel like I don't notice the crowd. You know, I was fighting in Hawaii, and my friends told me, or my wife told me, that everyone was booing me, but I thought like everyone was cheering for me. So I'm obviously not paying attention as well as I should be. So yeah, I like the fighting without the crowd, you know. But I mean, after the fight, it's funner, you know, people are out and you can meet, you know what I'm saying, some new people and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know why people. Is it because you were fighting the hometown favorite?
Well, I was in Hawaii fighting a Hawaiian. You know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah, that.
I mean yeah. So I'm not the hometown guy there. You know what I mean? They're gonna, and I appreciate that. And even like after the fight, you know, I went out into the crowd, you know, and I had tons of Hawaiians being like, "Hey man, that's my cousin, but you fought a good fight, man. You're a good fighter." You know what I mean? Like they were like super cool, but of course they're gonna support their fight, their homegrown, you know what I mean, fighters. So it was more or less the thing of I mean, they didn't like hate me. It's just how they show support. You know, some people show support a little differently.
But maybe the adrenaline got to you. That's probably why you didn't even notice the booze. You know, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, the adrenaline of the fight, I feel like I'm so happy to be in there fighting that I'm trying not to smile and trying to like stay focused, like, oh man, we made it here, we're fighting, you know what I mean? So I don't really notice. I don't really notice.
Yeah. A fan asks why make promotions, but a fan asks, why do you think Bellator is slept on these days?
You know, I mean, they don't UFC has a big budget for what do you call that, promotion, or they market themselves very well at the UFC, and that's what it comes down. It's not that the athletes are different. They had to have a big budget for marketing, and they have some big backers. You know what I mean? Bellator has some, you know, big backers too, but the backers aren't as big. You know what I mean? So they almost like took the long road, or they're taking the long road. It's a long, hard road for them market wise, but you know, as far as everything else in their promotion, like how it's ran and everything, I mean, it's professional. It's top level.
Yeah, seeing from the fan responses, it feels like people like you are fan favorites that could drive the Bellator into superstardom, because fans turn out to really like you. You know.
That's what's up. Hey, that's I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's in the comments right now.
That's what's up. Appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all, man.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Now, let's try some just fun fantasy questions, you know, to spice things up. Your dream fight. Who would you like to fight? Like
my dream any promotion fight. If I could fight anybody, or alive or dead?
Alive, dead, any promotion.
Could be. Well, they don't have to be like MMA, or is it just MMA?
Well, they have to have some sort of fighting background. You can't just.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, my dream fight would probably be like Bruce Lee, to fight somebody like Bruce Lee. You know what I mean? Bruce Lee or Jet Li. Jet Li, I'm a big fan of. You know, as far as like MMA and like promotions going on now, I would love to fight like I would love to fight the fight I lost again. That's the fight that I would love to have. Marab Dishavili. That'd be a great fight.
Yeah, you're looking for revenge then.
Yeah, for sure. Out here looking for revenge. Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Let's moving on to our final fan question.
Yep.
Somebody asks, who do you think is gonna win? Would win?
I'm sorry, you broke up. You broke up for a while. Say it again. I didn't hear the question.
Oh yeah, because the connection seems to be a little bit off right now. But
Man.
A fan asks, who you...
I got to. I gotta go Khabib. Cannot miss the Eagle. I'll come.
Yeah.
See if I can move to get better reception.
Sorry.
Yep. Hello?
Feel like
Breaking
there's something
up.
wrong with the connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's breaking up. Well,
That probably won't help. Oh, there we go. You there?
yeah, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, the question was, how comes you chose Khabib over George?
Oh, I just feel like his grab is like next level. You know, his grappling and ground and pound. I feel like it's just difficult. You know, his offense is so difficult to deal with. I don't feel like I mean, I feel like GSP is great at timing, but his I don't feel like he would have the wrestling or just the grappling arsenal to deal with.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's been a pleasure interviewing you, Raufeon. Thank you so much. Before we wrap up, is there anything you want to say to the fans, you know, to plug something?
Man, I appreciate all the support. I should appreciate all the you know, love, and you know, stay tuned because this is just the beginning. Hopefully I get to fight again before the end of the year, and I'm looking to put on a show. I'm looking to do the same.
Yeah, me and the rest of the MMA world will tune into your next fight. Thank you very much.
Thank you.